In this tutorial, we will be looking at how to change the background with a click of a button. So again, I'm going to go to my activity main. You have the main activity class, and then you have the activity main layout XML file. So what I'm going to do again is I'm just going to just delete this hello world because I'm not going to need a text view at the moment. I just want to put a button onto the screen, and when I click on a button, the background of whatever layout I'm using will be changed. So I'm just going to delete this hello world here. PC is running a bit slow. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside my code and I'm going to delete it again. We can delete it in the design side of it or in the XML side of things. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to replace my constraint layout with a linear layout just for the purpose of this tutorial. So just going to replace with a linear layout. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my design, actually my code. I'm just going to give it an orientation of vertical. And then in my design, I'm just going to drag a button onto the screen. So because we're going to use a button to rather change the background. So I'm going to click on buttons and I'm going to click on button. I'm just going to drag a button onto the screen. And then in my code side of the work, I'm just going to change the ID of my button to BTN change background. You can call it whatever you prefer to call it. And I'm just going to change the text of it to change background. So at this stage, I've literally got my layouts, I've got my buttons. Another thing I need to do is if I want to change the background of my layout, I will need to give it an ID. So just to make it easy for myself, I'm just going to add an ID to it. Android ID. I'm just going to call this LLY main. I just like to call my linear layout LLY. Just helps me to remember it. This is the first step to our changing the background application. In the next video, I will show you how we can have a reference to our linear layout and also our button.